next hour and the closing bell right now.
Broadcast. Bang. I want to welcome everyone to Global Markets Radio Daily Recap. I'm your host, Andrew Spanton. Monday. No real wild Monday. August the 6th, 2012, 4 p.m. Eastern. Not really much to say today. Certainly the S&Ps were very strong going into the open. And then selling off into the close. No real news. Certainly looks like a nice shooting star, doesn't it? Should we get sucked in? Well, maybe. I don't know. Too good to be true. I think barring any sort of major news, I don't see the market being down tremendous. But I'll tell you what, we do take out 1390. Certainly could be on the weaker side. Maybe come in a little bit. But do I think I'm going to crash? No. Not unless we get some sort of something. But looking at everything, numbers pretty much coming out today really were nothing major. The pound, the relative strength loser. I think that Standard Chartered, possibly had a little something to do with it. Standard Charter basically funneling $250 billion. It's a London major bank for Iran. That's a little bit of a shocker. VIX up a little bit. Nothing. A summer Monday. So we look at these S&Ps again. Yes, very tempting. Very tempting. Definitely a shooting star. But I don't know. I don't buy it. Dollar index. Euro tried to close above 124, but selling off as we speak. A little bit of a doji. Maybe. Still not buying it. I think this euro dollar still looks good. A little bit of a doji, but it's a closing above all this whole July lows. So to me, it looks good. We did gap up last night. That was a ridiculous move in Asia, huh? Euro got up to like 124.20, But I think the fact that we're, above this level here, this whole area, relatively bullish. I like the euro again, maybe against other currencies. Euro Aussie continues to look decent. Big event tonight. Look for my tweets. A little bit of a shooting star. Still not buying it. Doesn't seem like there was any real volume to it. Easy reversal. Euro sterling continues to look good, grinding higher. And again, this pound, all over the place, closing right around 156, but inside, it still looks good to me, unless this cable really closes below 155. Sorry. Unless we close below like 155 in this zone. It looks like it held. It's channel line here. Summer loving. Summer trading. Oh, baby. So much fun. Waste of a day. Crude continues to look good. There were talks that there was some sort of explosion, Iraqi pipeline. I think that had part to do with it. Also, talk about there was a ton of tweets that Assad and his wife were killed in Russia. Thought that was interesting. Russia denied it. But crude, again, to me, looks very good. Gold, I still think, is a short. But it does starting to act fairly well. And we're starting to see September as being the printing month, huh? Europeans trying to put together a ton of summits for September. Votes. The German parliament's going to vote on the ESM. So September is really turning out to be a very interesting month, where if they don't get their act together, you could see some nice volatility. Let's see how high we go until then. But looking at this gold, it just looks like it might want to gravitate towards this channel line here. Big spot, this 1675 now. Very big spot. Commodity currencies held up fairly well. New Zealand trying to close above 82. A little bit of a doji. Right there. I mean, we're so overbought. We've only gone up 450 pips in the last 2 weeks. But again, looks too good. The one that I think, Australia, we got a rate decision tonight, could be very interesting. I am bearish on the Aussie. Certainly, we do have a doji. S&P sold off 6 handles, and this thing came in 30 pips, 20 pips. BFD. But I do think that they are going to not cut rates, but they're going to talk about cutting rates. They're going to talk that China is slowing, that they see slowing global growth. I don't think the statement's going to be very good. I think the Aussie might have a little pop on no cut, but then you sell into that, assuming the RBA, Royal Bank of Australia, is on the dovish side. And I definitely think they are going to be cutting again. Oh, baby. Again, remember to follow me on Twitter, Voice of Forex. Follow me on YouTube, Voice of Forex. And, of course, please share my video on Facebook. My fan page, Voice of Forex, as usual. Dollar Canada really thought it was going to come in today, but, again, with a lackluster day and volatility. Certainly closing below par for the first time in a very long time. Looks like, 2.5 months? So you certainly could see some Momo to the downside. Certainly if we break through the lows made on Friday. But again, I think that if the futures are weak, risk off, I don't see how that's going to do it. But I'll tell you, you get Australia to talk, the global economy up, say things are really better. Hey, futures are up. You might have something. Dollar yen, a big disappointment. Really thought dollar yen after Friday's action, bond yields, S&P, really S&P, bond yields. Could have been a little bit more on the upside, but it looks terrible. This thing sucks. The fact that we couldn't have any follow-through at all, couldn't close above 50 at all, muy malo. We got the BOJ acting not tonight, but tomorrow night. Should be interesting. Again, good numbers coming out tonight as well. London, big numbers out of them. But again, the Australian rate decision, I think, is the key for Asia. That's 12:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do get New Zealand Labor Cost Index, supposed to be up 0.6. I have no idea. Retail sales monitor in London probably should be on the better side with the Olympics and everything. But the industrial production manufacturing numbers coming out, that's at 4:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Looking for a meltdown. Down 4% on manufacturing, down 3.3% on industrial production. That ain't good. Italian GDP. German factory orders. Nothing out of the U.S. Canadian IV. Could be an interesting number there. Remember, last month was 49. Disgusting number. So you get a big rebound. That might certainly help the Canadian. But again, the yens all did nothing. Luna yen, thought that was going to have a nice pop, did nothing. Joke. But I do think you buy them. I think if the market is down and these things are down, I could see a nice little turnaround Tuesday on the upside. So if the morning were negative on the S&Ps, we're down 5 handles, something like that, maybe 1390, 1385, 88. and then no real bad news, just profit taking, I think you could have a nice little afternoon rally. You knew the market would sell off once I threw in the towel. I mean, come on. But I'm not falling into it. No way. But I do think, again, I don't think you need to chase this market. I think you can look to buy on pullback. And I do think that, again, the Australian in particular, I think is going to be weak. So I think you could hedge yourself up. Maybe long New Zealand, short Aussie, long the euro, short the pound. I think you want to be hedged up tonight. Again, these London numbers are going to be terrible. And cable certainly doesn't act right. But do I see the pound collapsing? No. Dollar Swiss, certainly a little doji. We got reserves as well as CPI data coming out tonight. Was it a doji? Sure. But again, multi-week closing low. Again, I'd rather look to sell this into strength. I think there's a lot of shorts in the euro in particular, and I think that's really the one you want to continue to look to buy. So even euro yen, I think you get some pullback. We get down to like 96.20. Be a nice little pullback, but it certainly is a nice little shooting star. Closing terrible. But I still think you buy the pullback. And again, euro dollar. Over 124 is a decent close. But, we get down to 123.50, 123.25, today's lows. Worth a shot. Do I think you chase it? No, I don't. And that's it. Other than that, a very boring day. Boring. No major move. The unemployment rate also out of Switzerland. It's supposed to be at 2.9%. That's really it. Bernanke speaking again. I don't think he's going to say anything, just like he didn't say anything today. And that Mars Destiny, I can't wait for more photos to come up. So cool how that thing landed. Can't wait to see the video of that. I think there's going to be video of the landing. This should be pretty cool. And that's really it, people. But again, I wouldn't be chasing this market. I do like the euro long against other currencies as well. And I'm bearish on the Aussie. And listen, if they do cut and they say we're done for the rest of the year, this thing will probably rally on that. So, but this Aussie is so overbought, so due to get smoked. Like I said, I still think this thing needs to go to 103. But what the hell do I know? But I do think we can come in. And again, you get any sort of bearishness, any talk of a rate cut in the future, I think this Aussie could easily come in down to 104.75, something like that. Just like the lotto, baby, you never know. But again, I would be hedged up. Aussie Kiwi, something to watch as well. Certainly closing on the weak side. The dribble down. I think we can easily bar down maybe like 128.50, 28.20, something like that. Got a nice channel line here as well in Aussie Kiwi at 128-ish. And I would look for possibly let's get that easy. And you get that, remember, if Aussie Kiwi comes in, one of two things are going to happen. You're going to either have Aussie really come in sharply or Aussie drift lower and New Zealand explode. Aussie go nowhere and the Kiwi explode. Lots of rebuilding in New Zealand. 1,600 buildings cracked and hurt from the earthquakes. They did their first demolition today. So that can only help them with growth going forward. All right, everyone. Have a great day trading. Again, I am not overly bearish, but one would certainly think that given the reversals, we could come in. I would look to buy on pullback, on a nice pullback, and again, be short that Aussie and cable. Andrew Spanton, Global Markets Radio, the only voice you'll ever need truly loves to make you money. Have a good night.